Hello guys, I'm going to be doing my book review of Wanted. If you haven't seen it yet, I did a book, I should have a video up by now, and I'll put a link in the description of me talking about the books I've going to be reading, and this is about the author also, because her name is Kelly Elliott, and this is the review of this first book, but I've read others. I'll give you the link in below as well to the next book and the next book, so I'm going to be doing the reviews of all the books I've read by Kelly Elliott so far, and I'm actually currently reading one that I will be doing a book review once I finish it, and I'll be reading another book of hers after that, which is a different series. But this is the first one also. This is Wanted by Kelly Elliott. I read this originally in 2012, as I said in the video about my five to read list, and just linked below in the description. I did a video about it, you know, talking about it, the backstory. But this one, I read it in 2012. I think it was around Christmas because I got my Kindle, as I said before, and I reread it again to do the review properly, so I refreshed my brain, and I went and read the other one straight after. And it's been, I finished this book, I think it was like the 7th of August, which is now 2015, so now it's the 9th, and I've read 2 more books after that of the series, because I'm reading them in order, and I've just started the 4th one, which is the last one I think of the series. There might be a 5th, I'm not sure. But yeah, so this one is about, I forgot her name now, that's it, Ellie, about a girl called Ellie, and she has a boyfriend. It's a quite fast, speedy bit at the beginning. It's really good. So she's in high school, she's about to graduate in like a few days, and her boyfriend, she finds out that this girl tells her that I slept with your boyfriend. She says it in quite a nice way actually. She kind of like, I think you're a sweet girl, I need to let you know that I was fucking your boyfriend, which is quite horrible. So Ellie's like hurt, but it hurts more than what you think, because she has a drunk mum. She has an older brother called Jeff, and his love story is the next one, but he in every Kelly Elliott book of this series, you have the main couple, but then you have like another couple in the background, because their book's going to be next. So her brother's love story was actually the second book which I read, and it was really good. I didn't think they could make it better than this one, The Wanted. I thought, no way, but I can't decide which one's better actually. I think the third one, which is a different couple next, I think that one was a bit less as good as the other ones, but it was still brilliant. I loved it on its own, completely different. But so Ellie's dating this guy, but it hurts more than you think, because her mum's actually an alcoholic basically, and her mum's kind of abusive. I don't mean as in she hits her, but it's with the words that she says, so she always puts Ellie down. And the book's called Wanted. The author always puts a word, the title of the book always has meaning in it. I love that when an author puts a title that has the word in it that has the meaning of the story. So Wanted is actually, it's called Wanted, it's about Ellie wishing that she would be wanted and loved by someone, when her mum all her life basically been telling her that no guy would ever love her, or she would never be wanted because she's not good enough or whatever. So Ellie doesn't ever think that she would ever properly be loved or properly be wanted, even by the boyfriend that she has. So she finds out her boyfriend's been cheating on her, and she basically dumps him. And she finds him actually having sex with a girl quite soon after, like a while after that. This is still like in the first chapter, I think. It happens in like the first half now. It's a lot happens, and she ends up being crying, and he sees that she saw him having sex with someone, so he runs after her, and he's a complete jerk. Obviously he's like this typical, he's not going to be the one for her beginning of the book, and he's like, let me explain, because she's crying in the bathroom. He's like, tell me, how can you explain for having sex with someone behind my back when, you know, you've been doing it for so long? And Ellie's still a virgin, and she's been dating him for 8 months, as I recall. I think it was 8 months they were together, and all they've done is basically kiss. They haven't done anything else, and he basically says that he couldn't wait anymore because she just never has sex with him. So I actually know where he's kind of come from, because he's like, guys have needs, but he is just a douche. I mean, if you really love the girl, then you're going to wait, especially if it's her first time, make it special. And he obviously just wasn't the one for her, so she actually like punches him in the face and he falls. And we get introduced to her best friend, which is Ari. She's really lovely. She actually has a thing for the brother, so that's actually their love story, which is next. and they've been best friends since she was the age of 10. And she ends up texting her older brother Jeff, and he is at college now, and he doesn't live at home, but he comes, and he's actually, at the time, we go to the next chapter, and the next one's about Gunter. Is it Gunter? I said the wrong name now, isn't it? It's not Gunter. I forgot the guy's name now that she's with, because we got Ellie's point of view of the story, and then we had the guy's point of view. I forgot his name. Is it Gunter? I know it begins with G. So it's Ellie Johnson. I forget the names. I can't believe this. I haven't even read it that long. I just saw it. Where was it? I saw the name. Yeah, it's Gunter. Gunter Matthews. It is. Thought so. Gunter. And he's actually best friends with Ellie's brother Jeff. They're at college together, and they play isn't it basketball? They're on the field, football or something. But the Americans don't call it football, do they? Do they? I forgot. Well, they do football at college, and they're doing that basically. And Gunter has heard of Jeff's little sister, like Ellie, his little famous little sister, and he warns all the guys that you can't be near her, but none of the guys have actually met his sister. And Gunter and Jeff are actually on the way somewhere, but then he gets a text and says he needs to go to this high school because Ellie's in trouble or something, and Gunter can't believe that he's about to meet his best friend's sister. And he's actually a really sweet guy. I loved him. He's not completely clean. He has been kind of like a bad boy before. I wouldn't say bad boy, he's just a bit of a man whore. You know, he just didn't really commit to anyone, but he has had a girlfriend before, so it's not like he's never wanted to sleep with, he actually hasn't ever slept with a girl in bed before. You know, when they had sex, they never stayed, sort of like Christian Grey's never had, that's the same. But he ends up seeing Ellie, and he can't believe how beautiful she is, and Ellie sees the same, so there's that, obviously. And basically, I don't want to tell you everything, so I don't want to tell every bit of the story, I just want to get through it. But yeah, so basically they end up meeting, and then staying at our house and stuff, and they do flirt a lot, and Ellie can't trust to care about him because, like, her mum said that she'll never be wanted or never be loved, and Gunter basically finally decides that he's going to do whatever it takes to win her over, win her heart, and make her his. Even the brother gives him permission. He's like, if my sister ends up with anyone, I would love it to be you. And it has there's a lot of comedy in it. There's a lot of heartbreak and ups and downs, but it's brilliant. There's a lot of time goes past in it. There's a lot of growth for the characters. They grow so much, and it's brilliant. And you get, of course, the sister and Ellie's older brother and her best friend, who kind of have a thing going on because they're going to be the next book. And I found them annoying the first time I read the book in 2012, but I reread it for this book review anyway, and now that I read it again, I actually really liked it, and I couldn't wait to go and read the next book, so I did buy it and read it, and it was brilliant. They have this kind of like love-hate relationship. She knows that she loves Jared, and he doesn't want to admit that he has feelings for his sister's little best friend, because he looks at her like a kid and he calls her squirt, he makes fun of her. It's kind of like that logic where if a guy picks on you, he must like you. And Jared just can't admit his feelings for her because he has this stupid logic in this book till they finally get together finally. He believes that he knows deep down to himself he knows he loves her, but he doesn't want to admit it, but he does to his friends, but never to her, for a long time. He just believes that he's never going to be good enough for her, and you know, he thinks she's like too young, because you know, it's like he like looking, because they're so close, they've been best friends for years, and it's like she's like her sister to him, like his sister is, because they're best friends. So I think it doesn't feel wrong though. It doesn't feel like that sister brother kind of love. It's nothing like that. But he has the logic in his head that he thinks he can't ever be with her like that because he would mess it up. He believes that if he was in a relationship with her and loved her the way that he wanted to, and he's dreamed about having babies and marrying her, but he doesn't let you know that in this book. It's obviously not about them. It's about the second book's about them. But that he obviously is hopelessly in love with her, and he just believes that if he was with her, he would hurt her too much and he would lose her for good, and she would never be in his life. So he'd rather be just friends with her and let him be hurting inside and drive her crazy all the time and be hurting her anyway, and have her in a life as just friends when he wants so much more. But obviously I first learned very quickly that that's not going to work. Everyone else can see it but him, because if you just be friends, she's finally, even Gus points this out, he's like, you know, you're in love with her but you just want to be friends with her, your logic isn't going to work because you're in love with her and you want to be the one that wants to marry and have babies, but if you're not going to be it, she can't wait for you forever. She'll give up on you, she'll find someone that she could love and who's going to love her and give her what she needs, who's going to marry her and have babies with. How are you going to be okay with that? What about if she someday doesn't want you in her life because you've hurt her so much, she doesn't want anything to do with you, then you lose her anyway. So Gunter does put a lot of light into his head and be like, wake up dude, so he does. So I know I'm talking more about them than the other book. But yeah, Gunter and Ellie, she's a virgin, Gunter isn't. He finds out that she is a virgin anyway. They don't have sex for a very long time, poor Gunter. And there's a lot of girls always over him and she can't take it. And but I must say, she does annoy me a few times in the book, because she ends up making herself hurt on purpose. There's this guy Gunter he knows that he's in love with her, but he hasn't told her at this point, and he wants to fight for her, but she's too scared to put her feelings and her heart at risk at this point. So she's like, she knows that she has feelings for him and they've kissed and they like each other, but she's like, can we just take it slow, can we just be friends? And Gunter's like, oh, okay, but he's gonna wait for her. And but she keeps pushing away by accident because she's so scared. Like, a girl comes on to him and asks him to dance, and Gunter looks at her like to ask for permission, even though they're not dating, and she could be like no, because she needs to, you know, for me, you need to be, if that was me, I'd be like, right, I need to decide if I want to put my heart on the line and be with this guy because he's amazing and he treats me good, and I want to make sure that he knows that he's mine and these girls can back off, or I'm going to beat them up. Or am I going to be silly and let it walk by and he's going to have to move on? Because they're not dating, she can't do anything. And Gunter doesn't want to dance with this girl who's came on to him. And Ellie just says, no, we're not dating. And she basically keeps saying, you should go and dance with her, we're not a couple. And hurts him by saying that they're not together. Like, we're nothing, basically. So he goes and dances with her because she pushes him to do it. She's like, yeah, go on, saying she doesn't give a shit. Like, go and dance with this girl because we're not together. And then, of course, Gunter's dancing with her, and they look like they're basically like fucking each other on the dance floor because they're dancing a lot. And then Ellie gets hurt and upset, and she's like, how can you do that? And even Jeff, her older brother's like, but you just basically begged him and told him to go and dance with her, and you're the one that's upset. But I know where she was coming from. She didn't want to stop him from having fun, but me personally, I just would have been like, you just need to decide if you want to be with him or not, because you can't be mad or upset with him for going to do something that you basically told him to do. You told him that you don't want to be with this guy, you basically turned him down for now, and you want him, even though he's being a nice guy and wants to wait for her, and she's going to push him away from that. What does she expect? So it annoys me, and Gunter does feel bad when he does stuff like that, but yeah, it just annoys me that Ellie thinks she does it to herself, so she ends up crying, being heartbroken, even though they're not together. But I'm like, you guys could be. If she turned around and told him she wanted to be with him right now, they would be. And I do work at the problems, and Ellie does. She is a good person I really like, and I do relate to her a lot. I think personally I'm quite a lot like her. Not as in like appearance, I don't think, but with like her feelings and stuff and her fears, and why she doesn't want to put her feelings out there, and how she wishes someone would love her like that, and why she may do stupid things sometimes and mess things up on her own. But Gunter never lets her down, and they do work things out, and they're brilliant together. I did love them a lot, they were great. And it ends really happily. I love it. They do end up making love. They do end up having like a happy ever after. I'm just trying not to tell you too much because this is like, without giving you all the spoilers, like if you've read the book, this is just basically telling you about it. And it was really good though. I did enjoy it a lot, and I loved how the author made the her older brother and Arya, who are the next couple in the next book, you could tell they're a completely like 160 degrees different kind of couple. They're like a love and hate relationship. They even say, it's actually in the first book where they're fighting all the time. They go in the truck, and a song comes on by Maroon 5, and it's One More Night, and Gus says that they're describing you. I really think if you've heard that song, or if you haven't, go and listen to Maroon 5, One More Night, because that is basically the kind of couple that they are, where they like they know that they hate each other, but they make each other love each other, and they want to be together. But they become so much better in the second book, but they went through hell in the next one. It was sad, and I hated this bitch that came into the book. But yeah, and I love that you get to see Ellie and Gunter in the next books as well. They do have their moments. It was great. Gunter was my favourite. I think he's my favourite guy out of the series, because he was like the most romantic, and he had the less bullshit. Like, I mean, the guys were assholes or anything, but they just put their own relationship in doom sometimes, and that was just for drama for the book, obviously, but they would sometimes just dumb, because some things happen in with the couples, and the guy is done something and he goes and he's trying to be a good guy basically, and it just doesn't work out. And Gunter doesn't have any of that. He stays loyal, he's faithful, he's really good, he doesn't mess around on her, and he truly proves to her that he loves her and wants to do things, and he really loves her. It's brilliant. He was my favourite. He's still my favourite guy of it, but I do love the other guys and girls out of the book as well. It's brilliant. I do love it that the couples are really different though, but they had the same kind of basics, you know, it's the same goal for their life. They want to be in love, but they're so different. Not all the guys want to be in love though, but they end up being in love, and then they wish that they were, and they want to be with this girl. So the number of players. But yeah, I did love it. I really guys think you should go and check it out. I would read it in order if I was you. It's brilliant. I really think you should go and check out Kelly Elliott. She's really good. She's got her books on Amazon, and you can check her out on Goodreads, and she's got some books on Audible. I will actually put a link to this book on Amazon and on Audible and the rest of the Wanted series by her for you. I'm actually on the 4th book of the series now. I'm on chapter 5. And I will be doing a book review of that one after I finish that one, and it's really good so far. I can't wait. I love her books, it's brilliant. But I really think if you want to read a romance that's going to break your heart, nothing like The Fault in Our Stars really, but it can be heartbreaking at times and drive you crazy, but you know that they're going to end up happy. It's kind of one of those stories, and if you want a lot of romance and sweet moments and making love, this is definitely a book for you. With a journey of a love story with ups and downs and people on the way and fears and all realistic things that happen in real life when you put your heart out to someone. It is really good. I really enjoyed it. I think you guys should go and check it out. This is my book review. I would like to do a spoiler version. I think I will end up eventually going to these books and doing all the detailed one about actually the details of what happened in each book. But yeah, I really think you should check it out. Thanks for listening, guys. You're my VIPs. And I will see you all later. Bye!